Here's Precious. Precious was a little rescue Chihuahua. She was hit by a car and taken to a local veterinary hospital. And she has a fractured pelvis, which I'll show you. And she was rescued on March 8th, about 40-something days ago. And right about the time she was rescued and hit by a car, she was in heat. So what happened was Precious was in heat. She got pregnant even after she was traumatized by the car and had a fractured pelvis. Her pregnancy still took, and she's still pregnant. Let me show you. The owners have her in strict cage rest for 2 months, but you can see her bloated belly and her nipples sticking up. So she's got all the signs of pregnancy. Look at that big fat baby. Are you pregnant? Were you a bad girl and ran away and got pregnant and got hit? You know what? It's so lucky you were adopted by a nice person. But you know what, Precious? You know what's going to happen when you try to have those puppies and they have to go through a pelvis that's been broken? This little spot right here that I'm looking through is where the puppies have to come through, and hers has been narrowed. So it's her fractures, which are usually, hers are through there and through there, and it narrows the pelvis. So the puppies, mind if I don't crowd you with the pelvis, the puppies' heads have to go through there, and then when it's narrowed, it can't go through as well. I know you're sad about that. So what do? Well, we take an x-ray, 40 days, because she wants to know what she's can plan for. And if we look at the x-ray, whoa, it's a big one. We'll see, I'll show you, the pelvis is fractured there. You can tell the pelvis is fractured right there, like I was talking about. It's fractured right here through there. The head of the femur is fractured right here, that one. So the pelvis has been squished inward. So we only have 21 millimeters. And we're not sure that is exactly true, but we can see the pelvis is narrowed in that birth canal, which is through here. So it's narrowed, it's narrowed a little bit. Why is that important? Well, look at the head on this baby chihuahua. Look at the head on this chihuahua. They're big. Heads on chihuahua. Puppies are also big, and that has to fit through the birth canal. Ooh, she doesn't want to fit through the birth canal. She says, I've got babies. So let's look at this real quick. So what I did is I found a baby's head, even though they're not mineralized real well. You can see the nipples because they're starting to concentrate milk in there. We don't see really good skeletons because so they must be less than 45 days, but I could see one skull. It's about 20 millimeters, about 21 millimeters. The pelvis is about 21. So what our options are is that baby's head might not fit through there. So we either have to decide, since she's a rescue, probably going to have a planned C-section. When her temperature drops, then we'll bring her in. That means her temperature will drop from 101 to 98, and we'll do a C-section and see if we can save the babies. If she has trouble, she might have to go to an emergency clinic. So I explained this to her foster mommy, that if she starts to have trouble and has to go to an emergency clinic, it's very expensive. It can cost $2,000. Planned C-section in a general practice can cost anywhere from $800 to $1,000. And of course, if we were going to spay her as soon as possible and just get rid of the uterus and the babies, unfortunately, I know that sounds awful, but because of the risk to her and not being able to save the babies, it's always a consideration. So I hate to see it too, but I would rather Precious be saved and not cost the owners $1 million than the puppies. I would have to make that determination. But anyway, I just thought it was an interesting case. Look at her. She's a hugger.
Well, little Precious is pregnant with a broken pelvis, and I hope I made it clear the choices are that we plan the C-section, but it can be very costly. for the new foster owner. So I mentioned that even though I hated the idea, that I would rather Precious don't have no problems and not be compromised, and that we could actually spay Precious, and the puppies wouldn't live through that. But that's the kind of choices we have to make in veterinary medicine. It's not always easy. If we plan a C-section and Precious gets in trouble and we have to wait till the veterinary hospital is open and Precious gets compromised and shocky because she can't pass the puppies and she's straining and wearing out, and then we lose all the puppies and potentially lose her, that would be a bad thing. We hope that she'll just get ready to deliver, her temperature will drop, and she can bring her in the veterinary hospital, and it'll be a nice, easy, smooth C-section, but you just never know. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. You could see her pelvis, because it was fractured, was very narrowed, and the puppies might not be able to go through there. But even though her pelvis was fractured, it's healing up beautifully after 2 months of cage rest, and she's walking around just fine. So she's going to do well. It's just this whole new episode of what we do about the puppy situation. That's the problem. Anyway, well, I'll let you know how it turns out. Have a great day. Oh, and check out my books. Dog dish diet and feed your pet to avoid the vet. If your dog has allergies, ear problems, skin problems, it's really worth it to go grain free and add oils and feed good human healthy human food. And if you want to home cook for your pets, sometimes some people use my nutrition ideas for a topper for the food so they get more oils. And actually will repel fleas if you feed a dog more oils. In fact, just plain fish oil is a good flea preventative. Anyway, have a great day.